So I wanted to do this video to answer some of your questions so I can answer it at one time. You know, some of them are DMs and messages, but I just screenshot them all and now I'm going to answer them. So how have I been doing with my spending? I have not bought one stitch of clothing. Everything that I have is what I brought, and I'm actually giving it away. Each country I go to, I decrease. So like Thailand, I have a whole bunch of stuff I gave away to them. And every country that I go to, I'll lessen my load, a couple of outfits at a time. I have one big luggage. I had two big luggages. Now I just have one big luggage, one carry-on, and a backpack. And that's all I need. And as I get down and down, those things will become emptier. I'll keep all of them for souvenirs. So pretty much when I return home, I'll probably have very minimal outfits, maybe like 2 or 3, and then I'll replace the things that I have with things that I treasure from abroad. The most common question that I'm asked is, how do I travel and still make an income? That's an interesting question. And although I don't really talk about it publicly, I invite you to get in touch with me and I'll tell you if you're serious about it. But I don't want to waste my time nor yours. So if that's something that you're interested in, because I will tell you this, when you're coming to Southeast Asia, especially Thailand, you're not going to get a job, okay, unless you are going to do a specific career. You have some kind of specialty training, maybe in a special field that they don't have a lot of here, or a teacher. And if you can do that without a degree. I've got my brother, he lived here and he taught without a degree, so you can do that. I know a lot of people tell you that you can't, but he is living proof, so that means that that's not true. So yeah, you can, but you know, there's limited things, careers that you can do abroad. So I believe in having multiple streams of income. So I don't just do one thing, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to need some consistency within whatever you do. So I will say that. So set up a free consultation with me. I'll invest the time if you are really serious and you want to learn how to make multiple streams of income and what I do for each of them, because every little bit counts. You know what I mean? You may make $200 or $300 from one side hustle, but that covers my rent over here. So you know, it just depends. You may make $3,000 from another stream of income, and so that may pay your biggest expenses and add to your savings for when you do travel, because there's a lot of cost that comes with it. You know, you're going to go to different places and they require different things. So sometimes you have to get a visa on arrival, sometimes you have to get an e-visa. There's different things you have to do. I do know that a lot of people ask me questions about visas. Now, I just stay as long as these countries allow. I don't ask for anything extra. I just stay for, if it's 30 days, if it's 60 days, and sometimes I don't even max that out, depending on what the purpose is. I go for many reasons, like I said, for ancestry, for volunteering, for vacation, because not all the time when you see me traveling am I on vacation. I am a travel content creator, so that requires a lot of work, you know, and a lot of time. So when I'm in these like workspaces and stuff like that, I am working at the mall, you know, like I'm about to go to the mall now because it's kind of windy out here and I like to be more outdoors most of the time. But when it's really windy, you know, I'll have to make sure that I remove the background sound as much as I can and things like that. So I've been asked what are a lot of the challenges I face. This is the first time that I've had to travel solo. Not all the time am I solo. A lot of times I have family with me. But for instance, when I went to Chiang Mai, I wanted to go to the temples and I wanted to go on a tour. And I was there for 12 days. And that was the first time in my entire life that I had not been with family. And it was very challenging for me. But then from the outside looking in, and hindsight, I think that it really made me grow. I was at an Airbnb that was in the middle of nowhere, and I'll be showing footage of all of this. I delay my videos for safety. That's another thing you want to do, regardless if you're traveling solo or with your family. You know, wait 90 days to post your vacation pictures, you know, when it's a new season, when it's winter time, and you know, and you're posting your stuff in, you know, in the summer when you're on the beach. But that's just a tip that you should do. So you don't know when you're going to see this video. I'm probably long gone three countries past when you see it. But yeah, so that's the hardest thing. The challenging part is not those periods when you aren't with your family. And although I have a wonderful husband that is very supportive and flexible because he has his own business and he is able to see me, you know, 90 days, 60 days at a time. Not everybody is so blessed to have that. So I'm very grateful. But the periods in between are very challenging, and I've never been through that. So I've also been asked, how is it having fun all the time? In actuality, I don't have fun all the time. I do everything that I did at home. I have to go shopping and, get my personal things. I just recommend that if you are traveling, is that you buy things in small quantity and you buy travel size. So if you go places that have a travel size section, that'll be your best thing to do. And if you're buying things like Sephora or something, make sure you go in the travel size section because you don't want to get anything that's too large. Even like, shower gel and lotion and things like that. You want to get it in travel size quantity because I like to purchase these things at different locations. So when I run out of something, I want to get it in Bali. I want to get it in Singapore because those things are things that I'm trying. It's an experience and it's something that I actually need. So it helps with my minimalism and my not being a mass consumer because I'm thinking and making everything intentional. So I don't have fun all the time. I have to do everything that everyone else has to do. I have to, like I said, I don't cook though because I don't have a kitchen in the Airbnb I'm currently in now. Now, with that being said, because I book my own travel, which is wonderful, then I can order my next place to have a kitchen so I can cook and do cooking videos and bring those to you guys. So I've been asked what is the most difficult part for me of traveling abroad. And I mentioned this already, but it's not even my children, it's my man. I am a feminine woman and I rely on my husband more than I realized. And not having him is very, very challenging for me. And we have made it work. We have been like, we are the best couple for this because we have patience, we have kindness and respect for one another. And that goes a long way. And, he knows that I am a woman of faith. So regardless, he doesn't even let those thoughts get in his mind because he knows that he can trust me and I'm definitely a very spiritual person. And so with that being said, we make it work with, meetings and, I have breakfast, he having dinner. So we, Zoom, well, not Zoom, what you call it, FaceTime. And, we talk, actually, we have gotten a lot closer. We realize how much we need each other. I mean, I know that I'm going to be with my husband for the rest of my life, and he knows that about me. Because, and not saying that I didn't always know that, but I just think it's more intentional, everything that we do. Setting up a time to talk about something or talk about our future. We talk about the future a lot, and he has made some changes in my direction, and it's been beautiful seeing the compromise. Was it a culture shock for me? I won't say so because I have family here. So I was really given an extra warm welcome, and I had talked with my Thai family before I came here, so they told me, gave me an idea of where I should stay and what area would work and, what was in my budget and all of that. So I really had a consultation or a consultant for free. And I did get a consultant in Thailand also that was an English consultant. And so I was really blessed to have lots of resources. But yeah, it wasn't a culture shock for me at all. I love the people and I understand them more by learning their history. So, by me learning that Thailand was never colonized, that kind of helped me to realize why they're so proud and humble and loving. They have their original temples, they have their original language. I mean, nothing was taken from them. And that's so beautiful. And I just really, really, that made us even more closer, me and the country and the people. A lot of people ask me what the nightlife is, and I have gotten a chance to experience the nightlife in a good way, though. Well, a couple of ways. I have been to Khao Road, so you watch that video about the comedy club. I went there, so you can go back and see that. That'll give you some homework. But I went to a club that my cousin actually performs at, and you'll see that video eventually. But it was really nice, really cool. I had some mocktails because, as you know, I don't do anything to alter my mind. That's another thing while I'm traveling. So nothing to alter my mind or drugs or anything, you know. And so it's just, you know, it's just better for me. It's better for my family. They don't have to worry about me. I'm more sharp, more clear. And when you're traveling, like I said, and you're going places, and sometimes you're going alone for a few days, you need to make sure that you're watching your bag and your back because you're the only one. So you can't be out here drinking and leaving your drink and thinking you're in Thailand and you got your passport and it's all out and you don't know where it is. And then, you know, you don't know how many times God has used me in those situations to be the savior for people that were about to lose their passport, that were, you know, walking away from their drink, that were, you know, kind of falling off, losing their money, different things. So it's been a blessing to be that vessel and be able to help people and not do anything that alters my mind.